Good afternoon, good evening. Hello there, my friends. This is Kevin back again from Personal Tutors. Thank you for your subscriptions and your comments. We have been receiving good response. In the series today, I'll take up a chapter that is a different kind of school written by author E.V. Lucas. Now, it's a perfect chapter inculcated in the 6th standard syllabus because it instills the empathy. Mind me, my friends, it's not the sympathy, it's the empathy. Sympathy is showing pity on someone, whereas empathy is feeling the pain. There are a lot more differences between the two. It happens so here that the narrator visits a school run by so-called Miss Beam. He had heard a lot about the school, quite numerous things that were being said. He wanted to realize the fact that what exactly is taking place or happening there. What he says here is, as he visits the premises, he finds a blind girl being held by other student. He also finds a lame girl in the crutches held by other students. When he knocks the door, an elderly, grey-haired Miss Beam opens it. The narrator here is quite amused at the fact that these kids, although being injured, lame, blind, are yet being held by other students. Whence he is revealed an important fact. He is revealed that none of the student is either blind or lame. It is just the system that Miss Beam has inculcated in the school that every year all of the students will have one blind day, one lame day, one deaf day, an injured day, and a dumb day. This actually helps the student to understand the misfortune. Yes, my friends, it's called the misfortune. Anybody who's blind, lame, deaf, injured, or dumb is incidentally an outcome of a misfortune. Human life is a gift. The sensory organs are like a topping on those gifts. Any one of these deprived make a life terrible. Yes, it does. So, my little friends out there, this chapter makes you understand the agony and the pain that people with disabilities suffer. This chapter explains the narrator speaking to the girl who's blindfolded and is having her blind day, who's scared of being hurt by banging into things. Yet, the way he describes her, what is happening around, gives a sudden joy to the narrator. She asks him about the girl, what dress she's wearing, what shades, how she's looking, and immediately recognizes the person. Later on, she also asks him about an old gardener fetching the rose bush. And the explanation that the narrator provided to her gave him a point of ecstasy. He came to a conclusion that explaining things to people with lack of sight is much, much more elaborate, peaceful, and satisfying than what they observe themselves. So the crux over here is helping others is really a matter of fact. Like the blind girl was kind of scared of having a lame day by having a hand tied with a bandage and not be able to use it. Especially the kids really felt it hard at the dumb day where they were deprived from speaking by tying a bandage over their mouths. And trust me guys, anything that they wanted was a tough thing to do. They couldn't share. They couldn't share just what they needed, what their necessities were, what was at the time of moment, what they required, thus making them feel that yes, truly having a disability of not being able to be verbal is a scary thing to happen. Suddenly becoming a mute. I'm sorry I'm using the word mute. It's a slang, but it shouldn't be used in the language. Makes us deprive of the connection with the world around. The narrator understood the point that Miss Beam had inculcated in the school was giving a total new gesture to the students to understand the non-materialistic approach towards people with disabilities. He then sits back in the office of Miss Beam and explains her how happy he is to be having to visit her school and looking at a total new type of education that she is providing. I hope we too have such things at our schools in near future, don't you? Well, here I end up the chapter with this brief explanation that having empathy with the people around with disabilities is nothing wrong, but induces a speciality that you should possess. It gives us a brief of understanding the pains of people around us. I hope I've explained it. If you have any questions, please do comment us. To the left of mine is the information button. You click on it, you'll be transferred to the adjacent playlist. To the right here is the connecting video for the link to the other chapters. So thank you very much, my friends. Keep listening.